All right, what's up, Night Drive TV? Thank you for clicking on the video. So, oh man, so I've got a few vets here, and you're wondering, I'm clicking on the video. Is it true? Does Night Drive TV actually have a super secret prototype of a Tesla screen that's going to go into our Corvettes? Yes, I do. Yes, I do, and I'm going to show you in this video. I just got the first one, the one that's it's hand built. Okay, this is handmade. Like any prototype, this thing costs more than any of you are ever going to pay, but we are going to put it into the C6. So this is Lace's 2009 6-speed, obviously LS3, kind of base model though. So no heated seats, does have air conditioning, base Bose. We're testing it in a bunch of different configurations. So this is what you're going to want to know. C6 guys, if you're following me, stick around, subscribe to the channel, because there's only a limited number in the beginning, so we have to do this. Oh, garbage truck. He's like, why are you looking at me? People look at me funny when I'm doing this. So basically, stick around. We're going to go through kind of a function test, and I'm going to talk about how we are going to have the Tesla screen for the C6 and the C5. So this all comes together. This has been kind of a year, not quite a year, 8 months, 9 months of bringing things together to make this happen. So stick around. You're watching Night Drive TV.
I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment, to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, I climbed from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, Night Drive TV. When failure is not an option, us car guys keep banging the gears of life.
Okay, so this is the test subject. Lots of changes are going to happen to this car. I know there's Z06 versus base model wars. Leave my girlfriend alone. This is her car. She was going to buy a Nissan 370Z, and she bought a Corvette. So just appreciate the fact that she has a C6 with an LS3 with a manual transmission, and she's about to have the first ever Tesla screen that goes inside of the Corvette. So yes, I have the C4. If you haven't followed the channel, this is my 84 4+3 Z51 car. Yes, I actually wanted an 84, and for reasons that will come later in the video, but, well, not in the video, in the channel. So I have C5, C4, C6. Let's get to it. Let's get this moved. Alrighty, so yes, I have a mess in here, so we have got to get to this. I got to move this car out of the way so that we have somewhere to go. Are you done? So guys, some of you are familiar with Night Drive TV, and the deal is that I started this company, this particular company, in 2021, mid-pandemic, and made the Sleepy Eye kit for the C5, and we've now got a couple variations of that. Very cool. So those of you who have C5s with my headlight kit, I mega appreciate it. They're all over the world. It's super cool to me, super cool. So as you know, I've been working on a lot of different products in the background. We have all kinds of things for C5 coming. I actually have some ZR1 stuff. This is C4 ZR1 over here. We ain't gonna talk about that right now. This is the first ever, okay? This is like an OEM mod. We scanned the CAN bus. We did the work. All your air conditioning is controllable. Heated seats controllable all through the screen. It's going to completely clean up your center console. It's going to be amazing. Do y'all ever just look at booties? I don't mean like on Instagram looking at booties. I mean just look at booties of vets. So I know what you guys are thinking. Base model guy, oh man, well, guess what? Our valves are good. Our valve guides are good. So F-body guys, the later 4th gen, yes, the headlight kit is coming on to this car here shortly. So if you happen to be an F-body guy, yep. What we're gonna be removing is all of this stack here, and basically this entire space is gonna be filled by the prototype and by the bezel. So anybody that says that this already exists, I'm telling you it does not. Nothing as integrated as this and as OEM level as this exists to this point. And I am the exclusive, the only dealer, the only person that's going to have this, because I co-developed this with a company that makes OEM level screens. So I can tell you that it is exclusive to Night Drive TV. This is the only place you're going to get it. If you want it, you're going to have to follow the channel, go on the website, knightdrivetv.com. And then we have Night Drive TV Corvette Enthusiast Group on Facebook. That's where all the C5 customers are. That's where the C6 and C4 customers will end up. And exclusive discounts in there, apparel, all kind of things I have coming for C6, C5, and everything. So point is, we're going to take off this bezel here. Pretty easy. Oh my God, she's been hiding this from me. Guys, real quick, because I know a lot of you haven't followed the channel, and I know what you're saying. I know there's somebody out there, oh, can we get to the screen? Just hang on, hang on. I just want to let everybody know, because, you know, the Corvette market, look, let's be real. There's been a lot of wishy-washy people out there selling things, selling pictures of CAD, and oh, here, buy into the CAD. They never had any pathway to production. So this is kind of something I've been trying to do with product development, is really give you at least a prototype to understand that when we do a pre-buy, you're safe with the pre-buy. And so you C6 guys, you don't know me maybe, you haven't followed the channel. I have a lot of C5 guys following me. We initiated a pre-buy in 2021. That pre-buy grew to about $260,000, and I delivered on all of those. So obviously I have a reputation already in this market, in the C5 community, so you can always cross-check me there. And to let you guys know that this is a bigger ticket item, we are going to have to do a pre-buy on this, so I want you guys to have faith that this is going to be delivered. I always do as much production as I can, prototyping as I can, to get and establish a clear line to delivery. And the beauty of this one is I really extensively developed this, and I wanted to make sure we were very close to the end game. And so you're going to see that in the prototype here. This is ready to go. So this is product ready. The only thing that's going to change is a lot of little minimal details. But this would be the stage as if you would see a new Corvette and, you know, the engineers are out driving them. I mean, that's how close we are with this unit. So the one thing I did want to show you, though, is real quick, let me show you a little other side of the business so you kind of understand what I do day to day. So right now, we are setting the machines for the day. I make a lot of components for the headlights through these machines. And so this is kind of a daily routine for me. I kind of run around out of breath and set all the machines like I am doing right now. And so then these parts are produced and run off the machines, and they're put over here. We stack up production parts throughout time, and Kelsey actually works here. She builds in this area. She has some test equipment and things like that, and she essentially builds all these light kits here. So guys, my true background was in performance. I actually did custom turbo systems, fabrication. I had a chassis dyno. I tuned a lot of cars. I was certified in a lot of different engine management systems. Today, you know, I always knew I wanted to do manufacturing and just kind of, you know, bring certain products and designs and ideas into reality. And I got into Corvettes in about 2010 as a result of a partnership that I had with a company that used C5 Corvettes as donors to create these tube chassis, LS powered and Porsche transmission cars from a company named Factory 5. We did a deal together, and we basically produced several prototypes. We got on the Speed channel, did a deal with a couple racetracks in the country for a club racing series. We had a lot of momentum, and it all kind of got blown up because the guy went to jail, my financier. So I always knew from there, though, that I wanted to do something with Corvette. And so this is just kind of what it materialized into. So there's a lot of head carbon parts, aero parts. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a kind of a little bit of a tour, because as we move forward with this screen, you're going to have to just have confidence in me that the screen is going to be supported by someone here. Any comments or ideas you guys have for the screen, or things or features you would want, there's certain things we just can't get done all up front, and there's a lot of different features that I'm going to add later. The C5 PDR system, controls from mild to wild, and maybe meth injection, nitrous, or purge. You know, I'm a performance guy. I would love to have that kind of stuff in the screens, and with maybe manual buttons. So we're going to talk about all that, but in the initial sense, let's get into the functions of the screen now that you kind of have familiarity with me and my company and KnightDriveTV. And so let's just see how this thing works. This is a hand-built prototype. It's not perfect. Some things will change. I want you guys to understand that. Don't freak out. Oh, why isn't it like this, like that? It's a hand-built prototype. It's a very expensive piece. We are close to production, but I'll give you all the details as I know them, as everybody will vouch for me. I'm very open with the company, with the details and things like that. That's why I tell you to join the Facebook group. Okay, so yes, this is it. So Lace's artwork, but yes, this is the truth. This is the only one. And so I'm going to kind of give you a little insight real quick before I show you it installed, of kind of how, well, this was interesting to get this done, and there were some complexities with C6. Alrighty, so here is the prototype screen right here, and this bezel, I will tell you, this finish is not going to be the finish of the end product. This is a prototype. This is handmade. Well, it's 3D printed and it's finished basically to be something that's somewhat aesthetically acceptable. Okay, so from the backside, what I'm showing you here is, so a lot of this stuff had to be made compatible obviously with the C6, but also with the air conditioning system. So for this to run the HVAC, for this to run the seats, you could see that there are a lot of plugs here and things that had to be basically added and made to work. And then you'll see there's a jumper down along the side here. This is what allows for some of the side panel functions and the quick access stuff for the HVAC system. So basically, you know, this, to get to this stage, has been a lot of work by the partner company that I'm working with to develop this. A lot really went into this, and I hope you guys can appreciate that in the C6 world. We wanted something cool. This is what it took. Speaking of 3D printed prototype parts here, this is well, the carbon fiber parts that are coming. This is how I kind of do it. We design them in CAD, print them up, and we're going to be sticking them in there. We have this is close to the done shape. Let me get you like this here. Yep, I'm leaking C5 stuff too. Obviously, that's why we have the dots all over the car. We've been 3D scanning all kind of stuff. Alrighty, Lace is in there. Look at the impact it makes to that interior. That is something. All right, so we are connected to Android Auto, running through my phone. Lots of people have asked if it has CarPlay, Android Auto, so we're going to be going through the test functions. Lace, what's your initial impression? Honest impression, Lace.
I really like it. It's really cool.
I mean, who doesn't want to check their email while they're rolling, you know what I mean? Little EQ action. What do you think, Lace?
There's a lot happening. It's going to be a learning curve.
Right. So Lace is now connecting her iPhone. I had my Android just disconnected from it. She is pairing up. There she goes. All right, and she is now connected with iPhone. That was it. Overall, you're ready, Lace?
I'm ready.
You feel like it's a good unit?
I think so, for sure.
So we got little things to work out. Obviously, she saw the steering wheel controls. We got to reprogram. Yep. We have the volume down button is going up. We have the channel button is the volume down. So we have a couple things to fix, but
overall, I mean, it's really cool.
For the alpha, for the initial programming, got some other stuff to figure out. But are you ready?
I'm ready. It's sick.
Okay, so one of the main questions, obviously, that people have is with the HVAC unit missing, do you have the ability to control obviously, the HVAC system? So we do here. So you can see I've turned that off. You can activate the system. You see the responsiveness, all your blower controls. So here you can see you have heated seat controls. We do have things here for cooled seats, all your recirc functions, things like that, your dual zone on each side. So this does have Android Auto, and you can see that I'm fully synchronized and things like that. It's connecting with my maps and whatnot, and obviously prior searches and things that I've done. So yeah, so some of these side buttons and things are going to have controls as well, for kind of quick function control. Some people just want something quick to turn things on and off. So we're still kind of looking at some of those things. This will be a lot different. This is just made of a flat type of material. There's going to be some labeling on it and things like that, but you can definitely see it fits the space very well. It looks very OEM, I think, in terms of the space that it fills and what's been taken up. And, you know, honestly, it just changes the entire feel of the interior here. We do have some issues as far as you can see this is a channel up, and it's turning the audio down. This is a volume down, and we're getting volume up. So there's still some, programming things that we have to deal with. That's part of this entire process. So I would hope people, obviously, this is behind the scenes, obviously, to a point. So some people have asked about apps and things like that. Obviously, we've got Netflix, Sirius XM. You've got lots of typical things. You got a Chrome browser and the typical Play Store because I'm connected to Android Auto. So, obviously I have to get a network connection to sign in, do things like that. But I think it's going to be a great value, all things considered. And, what it brings to the vehicle in terms of resale, I think this is going to be a real desirable thing if somebody were to sell their car with this installed. I think this is one of those mods that really kind of pays you back at resale because this is a valuable and a quality looking unit. Once we have this bezel done in something that's better matching to, just the interior to look like more of an OEM finished piece, I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's going to go a long way. So what you need to know, and this is probably the most important part of the video, it's the end. It's the part that people skim over the video and will miss. That's just the nature of the game. You're going to have to watch these videos as I lead up to the release to understand how to be in the early buyer group. A lot of people are asking me, how do I get in on beta? How do I get in on the first production run? It's by watching the videos, and unfortunately watching all of the video. Maybe it's torture to you. I'm sorry about it. I try to break things down, but here's what I want you to know. The pre-buy will be officially released and announced on this channel specifically. So you will have to be ready for that. So I suggest you subscribe and hit the bell and look for that kind of stuff. As far as function questions, I've had a lot. Obviously, it had to do with Android and CarPlay, wireless, and all that stuff. That's clear. Yes, it does work with both. It's wireless. Do you have preamp outputs? Yes, you do. So there's a harness that goes in the back. So we're going to have beta testers going through all of this stuff. Can you download apps? Can you do all that stuff? Yes, that's kind of obvious as well. HVAC controls, everything works. Heated seats, all that stuff. Steering wheel controls will be worked out. Okay, so as far as pricing goes, listen to my entire statement here before reacting to anything I say. First of all, let me go backwards from where we started. The first prototypes that it took to make where this concept came from for C5 was $4,500 to $5,000. So that's unreasonable. Nobody's going to pay that. So through mass production and partnerships, obviously we drove that price down, and so $2,400 started to look like about where it was going to land. I have been able to make changes with boxing, with the molds and things like that, and now we're going to be sub $2,000. So it is going to be under $2,000. I can't say how far below just yet because there's still details with importing and shipping, and obviously doing a sea container versus air. All these things impact the price. The initial buy volume is important. So we are sub 2,000. The good news is because I've been doing such volume on my shop online for the headlights, I've been approved for a very small beta group to offer 0%, same as cash financing for 6 months or 12 months for qualified buyers. So this is people that you can spread the cost out. It is zero interest, and the way that they get compensated is I actually pay a higher transaction fee for that. So that's basically a cost that I pay for the benefit to have access to that for people. So that's something you may want to think about is a benefit. So what's going to be in the next video? Well, I'm going to put out a couple videos pertaining to my C5 customers and Tahoe, but I will tell you to look out for the next C6 video where I'm going to go into more detail. I'm going to hook up all these cameras. We have multiple cameras on board. We have antennas, things like that I still need to hook up and test Wi-Fi and various capabilities. And I'm still in communication with the engineers on the development side because we have to fix some things. So that's what the next video is going to be. So I suggest you just continually watch the videos. You will start to understand when the pre-buy and all that stuff is going to launch. It is going to be soon. And once I do the pre-buy, these are going to come fairly quickly. So by getting all this stuff out of the way, this development stuff, when I say, look, the pre-buy is open, I mean, we're going to pretty much be looking at, I would say about a month, maybe a month and a half, just to get them shipped here and get them completed and built, and then us to turn around and ship them to you. So we're pretty close. So just be be prepared and let everybody know, because obviously the more we do on the initial buy, I can bring them in at once. It helps everybody's cost. If I don't feel like confidence is high, I'm going to have to initially raise the price. So comment below, let me know how many people are really willing to jump in on this. It's going to be important. And sorry about the long video, but this is the first one. I wanted you guys to get to know who I was, what the background was, and things like that. So I hope it helps. I hope you're pumped up about this mod, because it's something that was really the spawn of one of my C5 customers. He did a custom unit, cost him $5,000 to do, and his name is James Davis. Shout out to him. And so he initially talked to me about this and said, hey man, can we make this cheaper? It's an idea that he had. Obviously it's taken a ton of energy, cash, and resources and things after that idea was kind of talked about. So it's been a long road, but here we are. And so I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching, and you've been watching Night Drive TV. See you again.